Hi everyone, let's just wait for a few more seconds. If you are facing any issues with the screen, if you're not able to see the screen, you can just download the GoToWebinar app and join the webinar from there. Hi everyone, this is Sushma, Business Manager at Inotech, and I'm back with another webinar based on the latest features that we have added into our latest release. All lines will be muted during this webinar. If you have any questions, please use the chat window and type in your questions. At the end of the webinar, we'll also have a Q&A session. Before we dive into the session, let me give you a quick brief about Inotech. Inotech is one of the leading service providers and an ISP. We have been into the business for more than a decade now, and our blogs are also well known among the CRM community. Apart from Maplytics, we have also been focusing on various productivity apps which reduce the multiple steps in CRM, and you can also see few of our offerings listed over here. Apart from Maplytics and the developing apps, we are also a system integrator. We assist our partners and customers with offshore development services. If you would like to discuss any requirements regarding the services, you can just contact us at crm@inotech.com. Let's have a look over the agenda for today's webinar. So we'll be going through the growth of Maplytics over the years. Next, we'll be seeing the market scope and the impact of Maplytics into market. And after that, I'll be giving you a quick overview about the features that should be covered into this webinar, which will be followed by the live demonstration of those webinars. And next, we'll be having a quick poll where you can vote in for the feature that you found the most useful to your organization. And lastly, we'll be having a Q&A session. So Maplytics works within the dynamic CRM. You can use the dynamic CRM as well as the Dataverse, as well as on-premises or online, and on-premise with IoT as well. So let's have a look over the growth of Maplytics throughout the years. So Maplytics has been there for more than a decade now. We started in 2011 as a store locator, and we developed it more as our team researched about the customer requirements, and of course, the valuable feedback from our customers and partners contributed a lot. As we grew, we added proximity search, routing optimization, as well as the territory management and auto scheduling as well. So many more features have been added over the period. Now let's move on to understand the importance of locational intelligence. According to the executives worldwide, the locational component in business performance has been playing a major role in many business sectors like finance, retail, logistics, real estate, and tourism. Further, its importance is going to increase even more in the coming few years. If you look at this report, it shows that the locational intelligence is really important to businesses irrespective of their industry verticals, be it B2C or B2B. Industries like healthcare, finance, technology, manufacturing, education, or be it any other industry, the locational intelligence has been playing a major role in business performance. Moreover, in any businesses, the locational intelligence is being used by people into various job functions. It's not just limited to the C-level leaders of the company, but also the people into R&D, operations, marketing and sales, and many other job functions, and they are utilizing the locational information into their day-to-day life. Let's have a look over this chart that shows that the various use cases that require the locational intelligence. Use cases like data visualization, logistics, fleet routing, tracking, and many others are of great importance in various organizations. And Maplytics is one such solution that will help you to fulfill all of these use cases. Before we start with the overview of the features to be covered today, let's see a few of the examples that have based on the impact of Maplytics into the business. So with Maplytics in use, organizations are able to reduce the mileage cost by 10 to 30%. And we all know how valuable it is to save the fuel while the price is going up. Scheduling field trips that used to be a tedious process, with Maplytics, people are now able to save 1 to 2 hours daily. That amounts to about $800 of money each month. Moreover, while managers used to spend 4 to 5 hours on managing territories, Maplytics has reduced it to a few hours, and along with the better visual administrations and alignment of the territories. So basically, while you are planning routines and processes, Maplytics helps you to make the most out of it. Let's go through the features that I have listed for this webinar. These are the features that we have added into our latest release. So first we'll be going through the mobile UI enhancement. So basically we have revamped our mobile UI to increase the user friendliness as well as the interaction with Maplytics Maps. Next, we'll be seeing the S3 support. So many organizations use the ArcGIS files using within their S3 account. So with the latest release, you will be able to integrate your S3 account with Maplytics as well, and you'll be able to access the ArcGIS layers within Maplytics Maps. Sorry. Next, we'll be seeing the actual and proposed route information. So this becomes a very useful feature while you have a whole team traveling around on the field. So while traveling around on the field, they spend some money on their traveling. And if you want to compensate that particular money that they have spent while meeting the clients, you will be getting the information on the actual distance as well as actual time that they have spent on the field. Next, we'll be seeing the auto scheduling enhancement. So auto scheduling is an existing feature where we have enhanced the feature. So you'll be getting some more details and you'll be getting a whole calendar view along with the trip summary panel that will give you more information about the schedules that you have created. After that, we have the feature of the option of multiple data support, so data source support. So as we all know, Maplytics has been built based on our valuable support of the customers as well as our partners. So we have received multiple requests from many of our customers as well as the partners to get to be able to plot more data sources on the map. So into the latest release, we have now removed the restriction of adding only 3 data sources at a maximum. So now you will be able to plot multiple data sources together on the same map. Next, we'll be seeing the PCF control. So this is the auto suggest PCF control that we have added. You can add this PCF control into any field with the data type, single line text, and you will be able to type in there and get the auto suggestions and just select the suggestion, and you'll be able to fill the address fields using that particular PCF control. After that, we'll be going through the dashboard enhancement. So you already know that within Maplytics, you will be able to create multiple dashboards based on the data that you want to see. So within this dashboard, we have added some enhancements that will ensure that you will be able to interact with the dashboard more and you'll be able to analyze it better. Next, we have the option of street view. So this becomes very handy whenever your field service people or field sales people are out of the field. If they want to see the exact view of the road they are traveling on, they can just right click and see the street view of that particular location. After that, we also have the support for Apple Maps. So you all are already familiar with the two navigation apps that we already support, which is the Google or the Waze, WAZE. So along with that, with the latest release, we have now supported the Apple Maps as well. So within the configuration detail record, every Maplytics user can select their own preferred app, and the users who are using the iPhone or the iPad, they will be able to choose Apple Maps as well as their most preferred navigation app. So let's start with the live demonstration, and let me share my screen. So I'll start with the mobile enhancement. So let me open the CRM. So I am into my demo instance of CRM. So we have revamped the whole mobile UI, and because we have a good base of customers already using Maplytics, so we didn't want them to get bothered with learning something very new. So we have kept the features almost the same, and we have enhanced the respective UI itself to improve the user friendliness. Please check if you are able to see the screen. If you're not able to see the screen, please join from the GoToWebinar app itself. You can type in if you're not able to see the screen. Okay, so let's see the mobile UI enhancement, and I am into accounts. So you can basically go to any particular entity and you'll be getting the map button over here. So you can see the detail map and the heat map. So I'll go for the detail map, and here I am into the detail map now. So here you can see the detail map has now opened. Okay, if you're not able to see the screen, please use the GoToWebinar app itself and join the webinar from there. I hope the rest of the people are able to see the screen. You can type in if you're not able to see the screen, or just go to use the GoToWebinar app and join the webinar from there. So I'll continue with the demonstration of the mobile UI. So now we are into the detail map, and here you can see the two options at the bottom. You can see the search option as well as the direction option over here. So now what I can do is that I can click on search, and here we are into the plot records card. So here, so let's take a pause. Let me know if you're not able to see the screen. Let me know if you're not able to see the screen. Please download the GoToWebinar app and join the webinar from the app itself. If you have joined the webinar from GoToWebinar app itself and it's still you're not able to see the screen, I'll be recording a video of explaining the mobile UI, and I'll be sending the video to all of the attendees. And rest assured, you will be able to see the desktop screen for sure. So please stay tuned over here. Once I have completed the mobile UI, I'll be going for the features that will be showed into the desktop. There will not be any problem over with the screen. So please stay here over here while I complete with the mobile UI. Okay, so I'll start with the mobile UI. So here, just a second. So while you click on the webinar link, it will ask you to download the GoToWebinar app itself. So you can just log out and just click on the webinar link again, and it will ask you to download the GoToWebinar app, and there download it and join again. you can just leave the webinar and go ahead, click on the webinar link again. Please do not worry, I'll be recording a video of the mobile UI and will be sending you to all of the attendees. You can just download the app itself and then you can join the link. So it will directly open the GoToWebinar option. You can just switch the web browser. If you are using any other browser, you can just use Chrome. Within the Chrome, it will prompt you to download the GoToWebinar app. If you have already downloaded, it will open into the app itself. I'll just wait for 1 more minute. You can just take your time and join the webinar again. Okay, I'll continue with the demonstration, and rest assured you will be getting a video of the mobile UI recording. Okay, so here I am into the mobile UI, and here you can see this plot records card. This plot records card is almost the same. We have the similar features over here, and this option, this area is used for the proximity search. Now here, let me plot some data over here. So here I have chosen accounts, and here I can choose the view over here. So let me choose a view and I'll click on plot. Can anyone type in if you're able to see the screen, please? I just wanted to know not everyone has the problem. You can just type if you're able to see the screen. So here I have plotted the records over here, and this was the by location option. Okay, so here if you want to see the data on the hover, you will be just click, you can just single click on the record and you will be able to see the data on the hover over here. If you want to open the tooltip card within the mobile, you can just double click on the record and you will be able to see the tooltip card opened up at the bottom. So you can see the details of the respective record. And here, if you want to add some more details, okay, I'm really sorry for this issue. I'll be giving you the recording of the mobile UI. I'm really sorry for this. Please stay here. I'll be continuing with the desktop version. You'll be able to see the desktop screen for sure. So here you can see the data has been plotted and you can see the tooltip card at the bottom as well. So this is configurable. If you have put more data into the settings, you will be able to see more data on this tooltip card. Okay, so here if you want to go back to the plot cards, so you can just close the card by just clicking outside of the card. So I have just clicked on the map and you can see the card closes. Now here you can see the option of search again. So here I can click on search and here I can see some or more options over here. So let's say I'll go for category now. So here I can choose, let's say, industry category. I can click on go, and here you will be getting the data plotted in the form of various push pins and the colors. So you can see the data has plotted over here, and I can see various colors and push pins in the map over here. Now here you can see at the left top corner, you can see two buttons. So these two buttons are for layer menu and the category card. So here you can see, I can just click on layer menu, and here you can see the data that I have plotted on the map has been listed over here. So I can just use this toggle button and I can make the data show or hide. Now the second button that you see, this is for the category card. If I click on category card, this will open the category card at the bottom. So here you can drag this card up as well, and you will be getting the whole detail of the category card. So you can see all of the options of all of the industries that are within the data. You will be able to focus. If you want to focus on certain industries, you can just select some of the industries over here, and you'll be able to focus on these industries itself. Right, so you'll be able to see all of the respective records, and you can see which push pins which represent which of the industries. So this is how you can see the category card as well. Okay, so I'll send the recording of this webinar as well. That will contain the whole recording, including the mobile UI as well. Please stay tuned. While I finish the mobile UI, I'll go back to the desktop, and you'll be able to see the desktop screen as well. So here you can see the data over here, and you can see the category card. And now let's go ahead to perform some proximity search. So here what I can do is that I have already selected a current location. So let me choose one of the some radii over here. So let's say I'll go for radii 2, 3, and 5, and you will be able to plot the proximity search over here. So here you can see based on the 3 radii that I have entered, you are able to see the proximity search. You can click on the push pins and you can see the data. You can see the line of sight distance as well. You can double click on the push pin and you will be able to see the tooltip card as well. Right, now here you can just go back to the proximity search, and here I have this another option, which is by region option. So here let me choose some of the options. So within the by region, you have the option to plot the city, state, county, country, whatever you want. Let's say I'll go for the postal codes over here. I can just put the postal code, let's say like this, 001 and 75002, and let's say go for Paris and France. So here I can just choose data over here, and I can click on plot. So this is the by region option, where you will be able to see the data based on any particular region. Just a second. So here you can see the respective postal codes that I had plotted has been plotted on the map, and this is how you can go for the by region option. Now the last option within this plot records card is the template option. So if you want to search something very frequently, you can just save it as a template and you can access that template directly. So here I have already created one template. You can just select the template and click on go. This will plot the template directly on the map. So you can see the template has been plotted on the map. Right, now here you can see at the topmost corner, you're able to see 3 buttons over here. So you can see the first button is for the road and aerial map mode. If I want to switch to aerial map mode, you'll be able to see the aerial map mode as well. And third option that is here is the refresh option. If I click on the refresh button, this will basically refresh the map option. Now here we have another option over here, which is the directions. So let's see how the routing works. So here you can, let me just plot some data over here. So I have plotted some data over here, and I can just select some records and plot a route out of it. Okay, So here I can just select some record. I can just long press on the record. I have three options: set as origin, set as destination, and adding to a route. So I'll choose three options over here, and I can simply add them to the route. So this is how I can add the records to the route. Right. Now I can see the direction option over here, and I can see within the options, I can see all of the things that are available. I can optimize my route based on the shortest distance or shortest time. So I can optimize my route as per my requirement, and I can choose to avoid highways, avoid toll roads, or if I want to see the traffic on the map, I can do so. So I can click on go, and this will allow me to see the most the most optimized route based on the selection of the records that I did. So this is the route that I have got. Once I have saved the route, I have plotted the route, I can save this route using the save button as well. So I have clicked on the save button. You can just give it a name. You can select the date when you have to go and meet the client. You can select yourself, or you can select your colleague as well. So this is how you can save the route, and most importantly, you can navigate yourself into the map as well. So once you click on the navigation, it will by default take you to the Google Maps or as per your preferred app within the configuration detail record. So this is how you can use this mobile UI. Now here the third option that I left earlier, the third button at the right hand side, which is the locate me button. So if I click on this locate me button, it will basically fetch my current GPS location of the device, and it will set it as current location. So this is how, if the field salesperson wants to search for the data that are nearby around their current location, they can do so. So they can just click on locate me button, and it will plot the GPS location on the mobile. So this was the whole mobile UI, and let me go ahead with the next feature that we have on the list, which is the navigate to. So here, what is navigate to? So navigate to comes a very handy feature while the field salesperson is in the field. They let's say they have found a request from one of their customers to meet urgently, or any customer to meet or getting a service. If they have found a request for them, so they just want to create a route directly to go and meet that client. So in that case, what they can do is that they can just plot a particular the record, and they will be able to use this navigate button in order to plot the route directly for that particular client. So this basically helps the person to create the route directly without clicking a lot of at lot of places. So here, let me plot some record over here. So because I'm in India, I'll just plot the records from India, and here you can see the records have been plotted. Okay, so now let's say I have received a request from one of my clients who needs to meet me urgently. And what I can do is that I can simply double click on the client, the tooltip card opens up, and here you can see the second button over here. This is the new button that we have added, navigate to. So what I can do is that I can simply click on navigate to, and this will directly give me a route from my current location to this particular client. So this makes it easier for the field sales rep if they simply, let me just try it again. So this basically allows the field rep to create a route directly while they are out on the field to reach any particular client they want. So you can see I just click on the button of navigate to, and I have received a route from my current location to reach this particular client. So this is how within one click you are able to get the route, optimized route created by default to reach a particular person. So this was the feature of navigate to, which is a very handy feature that we have added into our latest release. Now another feature that we have listed over the for this webinar is the actual versus proposed route information. Okay, so for that, let me just open one of the route over here. So what is this information? This information is very useful while you have a whole field team traveling out on the field. Right. So what you can do is that in case they are traveling a lot, you want to compensate them the fare that they spend, the money they spend on traveling. So you can just go ahead and see the details of the actual traveling, which means that say practically there might be differences between the proposed route that they are supposed to follow and the actual route they have actually followed in real time. So there will always be some differences, right? So which is why Maplytics will now give you the information about the actual route that was followed by that particular client, the field rep, and you'll be getting the actual, the distance as well as that the time that they have spent on the field. If I know I'm sharing from my screen, I'll be moving ahead for the desktop in just a few minutes. Okay, so here this is the option of a route. So I have just plotted one route. Now what I'll do is that I'll just navigate to this route. Now you can see the screen here. You can see some new buttons. The start trip over here. So what is this start trip? So what happens while the field sales person is out on the field? You can just click on this start trip. So this service fields person, while he's starting to travel for the first meeting, the person can simply click on start trip. This will start the trip, which means that Maplytics real-time tracking will be starting to track this person because he has started to travel for the first meeting, right? Once they have completed the meeting, they can simply go back to Maplytics app, and here they can stop the trip. Now here, which means that they have completed one meeting. So likewise, they can do so for all of the respective meetings that they have gone for the on the field. So here, let me now share my desktop. Okay, so here I am into my desktop, and let me share my screen of the the demo instance. Just a second. So I am into my demo instance now. I hope you're able to see the screen. Let me know if you're not able to see the screen. So here, what I'll do is that once the salesperson has traveled the whole route, what they can do is that the reporting managers can simply go to the respective route, and here within the tab of the route activity waypoints, within here they will be able to see this information. This is the information that I was talking about. This will be very useful if you are compensating the salesperson for the respective the fare that they are spending on the field. So you can see the column of estimated travel distance. This is the distance that they were supposed to travel on the field. Okay, now here you can see actual travel distance. This is the distance that they have actually covered into the real time on the field. Now here you can see that the estimated travel time. Estimated travel time is basically the time that they were supposed to travel on the field. Now you can see actual travel time. This comes from the real-time tracking the feature into Maplytics, which means that this is the actual travel time that they have spent on the field. So you can use the CRM and you can just export this data, and this will allow you to calculate the actual time or distance that they have traveled on the field, and you will be able to calculate the fare that you need to provide to the respective field team. So this was the feature of actual versus proposed route information. And let's move on to the next feature we have on the list, which is the SRE support. So many organizations use the SRE account for accessing the ArcGIS files in order to take important decisions based on the geographical insights it provides. Right. So what you can do is that you can just go to the Maplytics app and then settings, and you can go to the configuration detail records. So here we have one of the record which does not have its own user. So this is the record for the admin. This is the default configuration detail record. I'll just select this, and now here I can just choose sorry, the tab of ArcGIS. This is the new tab that we have added. So if you have the SRE account, you can just enter the details of the SRE account. You can just go through the manual that I have written. I have provided all of the step-by-step instructions how to configure your SRE account within Maplytics. Once you have configured the SRE account, successfully into Maplytics, you will be able to access the ArcGIS files. So what I can do is that I can simply go to the sales and I can just go for any entity. I'll go for the detailed map over here, and you will be able to access the ArcGIS files using the feature of overlay. You must be already familiar with the feature of overlay. So overlay is a feature that will allow you to see some more layers of data on the map. Okay, so here you can see earlier we had only two options, the territory and the file. Now we have added one more option, which is the ArcGIS. So I can choose this, and here I'll be able to see the options to the ArcGIS files that I have saved into my S3 account. So here you will be able to access all of those ArcGIS files. So here let me choose one of the file over here. Now here you can also select any particular attribute to color code your region as well. Okay, so here I've chosen one attribute, and here I can choose some attributes to be shown on the card. So here I can choose these attributes and I can click on search. So this will plot the ArcGIS file that I have chosen. So you can see the data has been plotted, the region has been plotted, and you can see the respective color coding based on the attribute that I have selected. Right, now I can click on any particular region to see the respective summary card as well. So this is how you can access the ArcGIS files that you have within the S3 account, and you can further see the color coding of the regions as well. Now here within this S3 support, the Maplytics is able to access the feature layers, the polyline layers, as well as the polypoint layers as well. So let me show you a few examples of them. So here if I choose the ArcGIS, so you can see I have a pushpin layer as well. So I'm choosing this. So I can click on search and you can see the pushpin layer has been plotted. This is an ArcGIS file over here. So similarly, I can also choose polyline layer as well. So here I've chosen the polyline layer. I can click on search and this will plot the respective polyline. So this is how the ArcGIS files that you have within your S3 account will be accessible into Maplytics using overlay, as well as if you have, let's say, categorize your the files. Let's say you have chosen some attribute within the file, so that can be saved within the S3 account, and that can also be accessed over here. So you will be getting file that you have configured within the S3 account that will also be accessible over here. So this was the S3 support, and now let's move on to the next feature that we have on the list, which is the auto scheduling enhancement. So here let me just refresh this map. Now here we have the auto scheduling existing feature. Within that we have enhanced this feature to make it more informative. So let me plot some records. So here I have plotted some records over here. Now let me just filter the records. So I'll just choose, let's say, by drawing, and I'll just filter the records over here. Okay, let's say I'll just choose like this. I'll click on search, and I have filtered the record based on the by drawing option. Let me see how many records are these. So these are 30 records. Now what I'll do is that I'll just go for mass actions. This is the auto scheduling option, and I'll click on confirm to go to the auto scheduling section. So this is the auto scheduling section, and here you will be able to see this card of auto scheduling. So you must be familiar with this card already. So here this card basically allows you to enter some preferences, right? So here first of all you can select which day the schedule should be started, and here you can further select the respective users over here. Okay, so here I have selected, let's say, 2 users. These are the 2 salesperson that I want and go to that I want them to go to the respective field and meet these clients. Now here, if you want to create Jira for multiple days over a span of days, so you can select the day over here, the period, the duration of the individual meetings, the start time, end time, break time within the day, as well as break duration within the day, and further the buffer time as well that will get added to the schedule in order to make the salesperson reach on time. You can further see how many days they will be working within the week. Now here there's an additional option which is consider existing meeting, which means that it will also consider the availability of the salesperson, whether they are available for a meeting or not, based on the existing appointments. If there are any existing appointments already created for the selected users, that will also get considered. So here I have selected all of these preferences. I can go for the advanced preferences, and here you will be getting some more details about the respective users. So you can see both of the users that I have selected has been listed over here. I can click on edit button, and you can see the default origin and destination has been fetched from their the configuration detail record. You can surely change this as well. Now here I can choose how many meetings per day should be scheduled. For example, I'll go for 4 over here. Now here I have chosen all of these things. Now I'll click on proceed. Let me just deselect this just to save my time, and I can click on proceed. So this will allow you to consider all of these preferences that you have entered, and it will further check the proximity of the records from the user's location. It will make sure that the users will get the most optimized schedule in order to make them travel the least amount of time on the map. So this is now considering the preferences that you have added. So let it just process over here, and this will give you the most optimized route on the map. So this considers the proximity as well as the time taken to travel as well as the preferences. So with the latest release, we have added some more information to it, so that will make it more informative as well as more accessible once you have created the schedule. So here you can see the routes have now plotted. So you can see some changes on the screen, right? You can see two changes: the auto scheduling calendar, this is new, as well as this trip summary as well. So now you can see these are the two users that I have selected, and you can see the legend card at the right hand side. So you can see which color represents which particular user. So here Joe Smith is by default selected. So here you can see summary card will be shown for the first meeting of Joe Smith himself. So you can see here there are two options, day and week. Day has been selected over here. So you can see the whole schedule for the first day over here. So by default, it will give you the details of the first meeting that has been scheduled for the selected user over here. If I want, I can go for the next day for Joe Smith as well. So this will plot the route for the next day over here. So you can see all of the schedule, all of the routes that have been scheduled for the next day is shown, and respective trip details has also been shown here. So you can also click on this down arrow. You can also see the respective travel details as well, the turn by turn direction options details over here into this card. Now here you can also go for the next user as well. If you want to see the user Sam, so here you will be getting the schedule of Sam. So you can see the whole schedule for the day and the respective trip details for the first meeting for that particular user that you have selected. So this basically is in sync with the respective user that you have selected. Now here I can also go for week, and this will show me the whole schedule for the week that I have opened up. Now you can see the legend has changed now. The colors will now show which color represents which particular week over here. Right, so you can see the week based calendar over here. You can see, you can just scroll left and right. You can see the whole week. You will be able to see how the whole week looks like for Sam or the Joe Smith. So here you can again switch the user. You will be able to see the whole week schedule for Joe Smith over here. Right. So this is how, using this calendar based view as well as the trip summary, you will be able to understand better what is the schedule that has been created and how does it look like for the two salespeople that you have selected into the auto scheduling. So this was the feature of auto scheduling enhancement. Let's move on to the next feature, which is the plotting multiple data sources. So here I have gone to the main screen of detail map. And here earlier we had the restriction of plotting at a maximum of 3 data sources. Now we have removed that particular restriction, and now you will be able to plot multiple data sources together. So let me choose the records over here. So let's say I'll go for accounts, contacts, and here I'll choose, let's say, leads, cases. Okay, and let's say I'll go for opportunity as well. Okay, I have selected these. Now I'll click on search. So this will plot the 5 data sources on the map together without having any restrictions to the count of data sources. So here you can see instead of 3, I have plotted 5 data sources over here. Right, so you can see the layer menu as well. You can see 5 data sources have been plotted on the map. So this is how, if you want to interact with multiple data sources, if you want to just work on multiple data sources together on the same map, you will be able to access those multiple data sources as well as categorize them as well, and together on the same map. So this was the option of plotting multiple data sources. Now let's move on to the second last feature of the webinar, which is the street view. So street view comes very handy in case the field person are out on the field traveling to meet some client. So in that case, if they are navigating themselves, and sometimes it might get confusing to see which road they are traveling on. So in that case, what they can do is that they can just right click anywhere on the map. They can see the option of street view. So I can click on this, and this will show you the exact street view for that particular location. So while you are moving on the field, you can see the street view. You can move across that particular road as well using this arrow button over here. So this basically allows them to get more clarity on the route that they are traveling on, and they will be able to reach the meeting location better and on time. So this was the option of street view that we have added into our latest release. Let's move on to the last feature of today. The second last feature of today's webinar, which is the dashboard. So here you already know the dashboards can be created. So I have created multiple dashboards based on my requirements. So you can use the dashboard to see multiple data into the same page based on your requirements, based on your filters that you want. So here I have opened one of the dashboard which shows the open cases for each of the postal codes over here. So here, let it just load. Let me just refresh again. So within the Maplytics dashboard, we have added the enhancement of making it more interactive as well as informative. So here, let me just open the dashboard again. So here, this dashboard shows me all of the open cases for each of the postal codes. So here you can see I have also categorized my records based on the various owners it has. Okay, so here you can see that the dashboard shows all of the open cases. Now, this is the enhancement that we have added over here that will help you to read the data. So read the data that you have been seeing over here. So you can see the owner over here. So you can see the total count of the open cases. Total count is 52, and likewise you can see the individual count that goes under the individual owners, which is 20, 37 and 47. Now if I want, I can also see the respective count of the postal cases based on the owners as well. I can just click on this Joe Smith, the donut, and you can see the data has now filtered into the dashboard. Right, now I can see the same. I can do the same with other owners as well. I can just click on this donut, and this will get filtered based on the owner that I have selected. Now you can also see the percentages of the open cases for each of the owners. Now if you, because you have filtered the data based on any particular owner over here, so now to go back to the original screen, you can simply click on the master donut over here, and you will be getting all of the data plotted on the map. So this is how you will be able to filter your data based on the attributes that you have entered into the dashboard, and you will be able to see the exact numbers of the respective records as well using this donut. If you do not want to see this and you just want to focus on the dashboard that you have created, you can simply click on collapse button as well, and this will get hidden. And again, you can show the donut section again using the collapse button itself. So this was the feature of dashboard enhancement. Now let's go for the last feature that we have listed, which is the PCF control. So PCF control, this is the auto suggest control that we have added into our Maplytics latest release. So here, let me just go to one of the record. So this PCF control, auto suggest PCF control, can be added to any field with a single line text data type. So let me just go to the map button, and I have added the control on this particular field. You can see it looks a bit different. So here you can see there's a button at the right hand side as well. So very common use case that I have heard from my customers is that many of the time the salesperson, while they're out on the field, they want to create a record for that their own location, right? So what you can do is that you can just, while you're out on the field creating the route for them for that location, you can right click on that particular location and use the button of create new record. Once you come to this form, you can just click on this particular the GPS location, and this will allow you to set the respective GPS location of your own device and set it over here. Now you can see the changes. The respective location has been set into this address fields as well. Similarly, you can also just type in over here if you want to just go for the particular address, and you want to create a particular record for that. So here, let's say I'll just use this particular address. So you can see it will give you a whole list of the suggestions for the address, right? You can see the suggestions. So this basically makes sure that your record is always geocoded correctly, because it will give you the correct suggestions over here. So I can choose the respective address, and you can see the respective address has been entered into the respective fields as well. So this makes sure while you are creating a route, you can just choose the addresses from this particular auto suggestion list. You can just select that, and the respective address will be fetched and filled into the address fields over here. And because there's a change into the address fields, you know already that the geocoding process will get triggered, and it will geocode the respective records as well. So this makes sure that the geocoding is done correctly, as well as you will be able to do the geocoding the geocoding will be done by default once you change something into the address fields. So this was last feature of this today's webinar. So I'll be just choosing one of the poll that I have listed for today. So you can, I'll just start the poll. So please choose the feature that you see, that you feel the most important. You can just vote for that particular poll. So I've launched the poll. Please use the vote option. You can just vote for the features that you found to be the most useful for your organization. So I'll be waiting for a few seconds more. Please vote for your favorite feature that you think will be the most useful. So I'll be waiting for a few more seconds. Please vote for the feature that you found the most useful. Mike has asked if you can add the auto suggest PCF control to any particular field into any entity. So yes, you can add the PCF control to any particular entity field. The data type should be single line text field. So you'll be able to add that particular control there. Rachel has asked if the S3 integration is into real time and can the changes into S3 will show into the Maplytics. So yes, it is the real time data, while whatever data that you have, files that you have into your S3 account, that will be shown into the Maplytics, and it will be real time. Whatever changes that you have have been done into the ArcGIS file into the S3 account, that will be shown over here into the Maplytics as well. So please type in if you have any questions. I'll be glad to answer your questions over here. Leonard has asked a question. If you have the in actual and proposed route, are you showing real routes followed by the salesperson? Yeah, along with the information of the actual distance and time they have been following, you'll be also be able to see the respective routes they have been following into the real time. So within the route record itself, while you see the table that I have shown, there's an arrow button. So you can just click on those arrow button and you will be seeing both of the routes plotted together. The actual route route as well as the planned route that was supposed to be followed by the salesperson. Lucy has asked, can we save S3 category attributes? So yes, you can also so you can save that into the S3 account itself. You can make the changes to the category attributes. Whatever changes the attributes that you have saved for categorization into the S3 account, that will be shown as a file into the overlay feature within Maplytics. So you will be able to see the respective configuration that you have done into the S3 account within the ArcGIS file. Let me know if you have any questions. You can use chat window to type in your questions and I'll be answering them for you. Rick has asked question, do you support any other navigation apps for navigation? So yes, you can Maplytics supports 3 apps over here. We support the Google app as well as the Waze app, WAZE, as well as Apple Maps. So if you are using the Android, you can just go for the Google Maps or the Waze app. If you're using the Apple phones, so or the tablet, so there you can also use the Apple Maps as well. So by default, it will take you to the Google Maps if nothing has been saved as a preference into the individual user record. Let me know if you have any questions here. Jason has asked a question, if I can filter the records based on the donuts. Yes, while you have created and used any category attribute, if you just click on the donuts, you will be able to filter the records based on the selection of donuts itself. And once you have filtered, you can just click on the master donut. You'll be able to go back to the original screen where nothing was filtered. So you can filter the data based on the donuts as well. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll just wait for a few more seconds and I can answer the questions for you. You can just type in your questions if you have any into the chat window. Okay, so I guess I have answered all of the questions. If you have any further questions, you can just mail me at crm@ilogic.com and I'll be glad to answer those questions as well. And this slide will be sent to all of the attendees, and you'll be able to see the respective success stories that we have received from our very valuable customers as well as the partners. And you can also see the testimonials from our partners. And you can, if you're new to Maplytics, you can just go through the website. You can download the free trial of Maplytics that will be valid for 15 days, and you can just mail me at crm@ilogic.com to get a demonstration especially based on the features that you require and the mapping use cases that you have. And thank you so much for joining this webinar. And I'm really sorry for the issue with the screen. I'll be definitely making sure that you'll be getting a recording of the call. In fact, I have another webinar at 11 a.m. EST. You can just note the time, 11 a.m. EST. You can join that webinar as well. You can go through the registration link and you can choose the time of 11 a.m. EST, where I'll be giving you another webinar, and I'll be making sure that the screen for mobile UI is also shown showing there. Apart from that, I'll be waiting for your valuable feedback on all of the features that we have added into our latest release, and you can just tell me if you have any suggestions or any feedback based on the features that we have added, and we'll be glad to consider that. Thank you so much again for joining this webinar, and we'll be in touch again for our next webinar at 11 a.m.